Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel, everybody. You got Lanny and Bert here, the Dividend Diplomats. Today, we cannot wait to talk to you about Lanny's stock purchases for the month of September. You're going to see how he and his wife added almost $190 of dividend income to their portfolio.
Ooh, and you better smash that subscribe button. Give Bert and I a thumbs up. Turn it blue, because we're coming to you to bring you the best dividend news that we can as the dividend dudes over here.
Yeah, I thought we were about to get a little Macho Man impersonation there at the beginning. I could tell you wanted to.
Oh, yeah. Now you see. No, we're not going to get into the Macho Man yet.
Next video down the line, maybe?
Maybe, if you're lucky. If we hit 2,500 subscribers by the end of the year, maybe you'll get the Macho Man or the Macho Lanny and the Dividend Diplomats.
All right, everyone, get us to 2,500 ASAP so you can watch the two of us get another wrestling impersonation.
But you're not here to listen to that. You're here to see what me and my wife were buying in the month of September of 2020 and how we were able to add almost $190 in forward dividend income by buying dividend stocks.
Yeah, as you guys know, we are relentlessly pursuing financial freedom here. We are saving every dollar we can and trying to invest as much as possible in the stock market. Why are we doing this? We want to get our income growing as fast as possible. They always say time in the market beats time in the market. So we're just trying to get our income, let time take over, and let the power of dividend reinvesting show its effect.
Thanks, Bert. And really, it starts with a high savings rate. So I want to let you know that you may see that we've invested quite a bit, but we don't do it just because we make millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. No, I mean, we keep our fixed expenses low. I negotiate pretty much everything. And then when it comes to other, costs, obviously because of the pandemic, it's actually allowed us to save even more because of traveling is not happening. Going out to eat obviously is heavily reduced. So the spending has actually decreased over the last 6+ months. So that's allowed my wife and I to really invest our hard-earned dollars back into the stock market at higher income producing levels than your high yield savings account.
Yeah. So let's take a step back for a second, everybody. Lanny, we know the stock market had been on a tear through August, and it even started into September.
Right.
Can you talk to us a little about your investing approach during the month of September?
No, of course. And I mean, if you haven't seen the videos from before, it all starts with the Dividend Diplomat stock screener. I mean, 3 simple dividend metrics with the price to earnings, dividend payout ratio, and dividend growth rate. So when it comes to individual stocks, constantly using that. And then, in case you've never been to the blog or seen our other YouTube videos, I come out with a dividend stock watch list based on those dividend metrics each and every month.
Yeah, and the watch list is key for us because we're always researching stocks, but we really want to focus on a few key stocks to know that when the moment's right, if the market suddenly drops one day, or you wake up, you see the futures are down 3%, you know exactly where to strike, and you don't have to think about it. You make it easy, and that's the key to what we try to do here on our channel.
And then also, if you haven't seen the other video, so we made a commitment each and every week to simply buy at least 3 shares of a Vanguard ETF of VYM to at least stay invested in the market regardless of what's happening. Essentially, taking the emotion and thinking out and to make sure we stay invested. So we're not putting as much capital as we would, but we're doing at least 3 shares each per week.
Yeah, and I think that's a fascinating strategy here for Lanny. I guess my one question I have for you in this is, can you just give us a quick rundown? Why did you pick VYM versus some of the other Vanguard funds?
Of course, and we get a lot of feedback. Just invest in the total stock market. Pick the tech fund because of Tesla, Apple, Workhorse, and all these other stocks like Snowflake are skyrocketing. Why don't you just invest in that? Well, I don't invest in that because they don't produce dividends. Well, Apple does, but typically these companies aren't producing dividends. I'm looking for financial freedom younger, so I'm looking for income. Secondly, with the S&P 500, they do produce a dividend yield. Yes, the dividend growth rate is solid, but you're really looking for that appreciation or total return. However, to get the total return, I would have to sell shares and then pay taxes on that and then hope that this price stays up. Whereas where I feel like Vanguard's VYM provides a good combination of above average dividend yield at around 3.25 to 3.5 dividend yield from a percent standpoint, as well as a dividend growth rate that I think is north of 7%.
Yeah, I think that sounds right, and thanks for taking a moment to explain it. One other thing I like to note is it has a very low expense ratio as well. That's why
true.
in this strategy, you're looking at these Vanguard ETFs. Vanguard is the master at low-cost index funds and low-cost ETFs. They were created and driven with the goal of making individual investing easier for people and affordable too. So they've been a key player in the industry in helping drive down those expense ratios.
And obviously I like VYM just because I've known of Vanguard for quite some time. Jack Bogle's the man. But you can also find other low cost, low expense ratio ETFs. Actually in our video, I think we actually showcased a few more.
Yep.
And you can actually buy Vanguard ETFs on really any platform. I personally use Ally. First, it has my high yield savings account, but it also has a zero trade, no cost brokerage that offers free dividend reinvestment.
Yep, and that's exactly why I use Fidelity for the same. We can buy these funds at any time in any account we want to with Fidelity. Obviously, Lanny, I mean, that sounds like a very sound investing approach to me from there. I think Vanguard's a great strategy. So Lanny, I think this was great. Thank you so much for sharing a little about your strategy. Hopefully you guys can learn and see, and maybe you'll deploy a similar strategy here in October. But I think the viewers are getting very excited now. They've heard a lot about what you're doing to invest, how you find these stocks, and why you're considering Vanguard for some of your purchases too. All right, let's get into it, Lanny. So now tell us, how much did you guys actually invest in the market during the month of September?
Of course. Now again, this number may seem like a lot, but again, it could be also rollover from the beginning of the year where we weren't investing as much. And again, we're not spending as much either. So we invested almost $4,900 into the stock market in the month of September 2020 alone.
That's insane, Lanny. I mean, I know we put in over $3,300, so excellent job for you and your wife for getting nearly $5,000 in the stock market in the month.
The blood, the sweat, the tears. No,
Yeah.
But we know that this is important. We both, luckily are on the same page and want to reach that final destination and continue to grow our, passive income stream from dividend income.
Yeah, so obviously building up to purchasing $4,900 of stock, you have to invest in something, Lanny. So why don't you share with us, which would you say, the top investment for you during the month?
So, in total, we were able to add $186, almost $190 into forward dividend income for the month of September. Now, obviously that's spread across many different companies. Most are on my dividend stock watch list. Some are just adding to other current positions. Again, at zero trading cost, you can really just add here and there. But really the three significant areas to highlight from the month of September 2020, it's Vanguard VYM. I poured in, between my wife and I, over $2,200 into VYM, adding close to, if not north of $70+ in forward dividend income, as you'll see on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. That's well over 3% yield on the purchase there. We obviously have talked a lot about Vanguard, why it's a great fund to invest in. So I think it's great that you're building up, you're getting the diversification and getting strong dividend income, especially in this current market. So what about dividend stock number 2 that you want to feature? We've talked about Vanguard. Let's dive a little bit more into the second company.
So dividend stock number 2, that was a little bit larger than others that we bought during the month of September 2020. It goes back to the best dividend stock that you can have in your portfolio. Again, could be biased, could be our opinion only. It's a top 5 foundation stock. It's good old reliable. We're talking about Johnson & Johnson.
Ticker symbol JNJ. I am pumped to see this here in your purchase summary because it is always a company that's trading slightly below the market with their PE ratio. So you never think to buy Johnson & Johnson, but every time you tell me you buy Johnson & Johnson, I just look at them like, yeah, dang, I agree with the metrics.
Yeah, it's not the sexiest stock. Obviously, it's, hey, you want to go to your cabinet, look at your baby products.
Yeah.
It's a very stable, boring, but consistent company, strong growth rate, not an absolutely high dividend yield. I mean, it's not even a 3%, but I like Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah, so you haven't told us yet. How much have you purchased? How much dividend income are you adding?
We only bought 3 shares, but given that they trade almost at $150 per share, it cost us just under $450 to buy Johnson & Johnson, and in total it added $12.
Perfect. I love it. So what's this third stock? What's the third company you want to feature here?
So it's another dividend aristocrat, since that's what Johnson & Johnson is. And this second dividend aristocrat and third major stock purchase for the month of September 2020 was General Dynamics, ticker symbol GD. And they were also featured on my dividend stock watch list. And, we picked up, gosh, I want to say I picked up around 4 shares of General Dynamics. And again, that stock price is hovering around $140 per share, and a dividend yield that was just north of 3%.
Yeah, I think it's a very smart play for the sector. Defense budgets are still going strong. General Dynamics continues to win great defense contracts as well, which help lock in that revenue stream to help produce more earnings and future dividends as well.
That represented, pretty much close to 2/3 of the amount of money that I invested during the month. Others that aren't going to be really showcased are another dividend aristocrat with AT&T, bought a few shares there, bought more shares of Cisco, ticker symbol CSCO, just really adding to current positions, but not really in the mounds that Bert had done in his monthly stock purchases, and ones that I didn't really want to showcase since they were also covered in Bert's dividend stock purchases for the month.
Yeah, and each month on our blog, I know we mentioned we also write and share our purchase summary. We summarize each purchase. So if you want to see Lanny's best of the rest, as I call them, the ones that are the smaller purchases, stop by our blog. We'll include a link in the description. You can see every single company he purchased during the month.
And again, I made and produced over $186+ in forward dividend income on this $4,900 capital investment. That's a yield that's almost 4%.
That's awesome.
Again, not going to blow your socks off. Didn't meet Bert's 5% dividend yield, but again, this is a dividend stream that's going to continue to grow each month that those dividends come in, each quarter that those dividends roll in, as well as continuous dividend increases that occur year after year.
Yeah, and I think that's the more important point. It's not about the final yield you have. It's about investing in quality dividend growth stocks. Sure, we could buy stocks that yield 10% if we really wanted to, but we really want to make sure it's that quality growing dividend income stream as well. That's why every one of our purchases go through the stock. We want to make sure that this is a sustainable growing dividend income, because after all, if we want to live off this dividend income stream, we got to make sure it's not just going to evaporate out of nowhere.
Right. And I mean, it's all about building income. Buy assets that produce income. Look around you, see if you have assets that you own that are continually taking money out of your pocket instead of putting money back into your pocket. And that's the name of the game here. And you can earn your wage income, but turn that income into other forms of income that produce more money for you. Because I'll tell you what, if you don't, you really need to build up that security framework and network, and having different streams of income is key. And I think that dividend income and passive income is the best and easiest additional passive income to start and create.
Yeah, so everyone, please share this comment section below. What stocks were you purchasing during the month? Let us know about your investing strategy in September. Did you purchase Vanguard, VYM like Lanny, and some of the other companies as well? We'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback about the companies that we're buying.
Yeah, and if you have any questions too, just, hey, if you ask us if we think a company is worth it, what we think, what our hot take from the diplomats is on a dividend stock, because we'll give you candid feedback. If you already know that that's true. You can look at all of the other comments. If somebody leaves a stock for, hey, is this, ticker symbol XYZ, does it look undervalued? What are your thoughts on the dividend growth metrics? We'll give you candid feedback. I am never afraid to say, I don't think that the dividend's safe, or I would stay away from it, or I'm not buying it.
Yeah, we're not going to tell you yes or no. We'll just give you our opinion on it too, because again, we always look safety of the dividend. That's usually the first question that we'll get, and the first response we're going to ask. If the dividend yield looks high, it's how safe is that dividend look to you?
Right, and we'll also provide other areas to look at on a stock. So again, leave the comments, as Bert said, down in the description below.
Yeah. And if you want to get more dividend investing news, some more purchases, watch lists delivered to your YouTube feed, make sure you subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it, and we love the interaction.
And again, we're here to help you on your journey to financial freedom, make better stock decisions, show you exactly what we are buying. We're not here to make money so you can see what we're buying. We're here giving it to you for free. We're not making money on YouTube right now. So this is all just for you, to help you on your journey. Again, this is Bert and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats.
Over and out.